Hey everybody, PT Pop here. All for loads, my brain securely bound behind my back. And today I'm going to show you how I do painting with acrylic paint. I'm doing this photograph, and I'll put this up in the description. This is a photograph I took of a woman who my wife and I met while hiking in the mountains of Colorado. And I was suffering from altitude sickness, and I was having some trouble getting back down the mountain. She was standing there, she overheard our conversation. She was painting. And she was painting a landscape of the mountains behind us. And she overheard us and she goes, you know, I'm a doctor. Why don't I give you a ride back to your car? And she was a very nice lady. And I'm doing a painting of her. I'm gonna show you how I do my paintings here. And there you have it. And the first thing I do in my paintings is I do a wash. And as you can see in the drawing that I've submitted or put on here, I'm doing a light wash of light blue. I start off with a light wash of just white. Down here, there's like a white down here. And in the photographs you can see, I don't know if you can actually see it in this photograph. I'll show it to you on the I'll superimpose it over here. The sky is darker at the top. And as the sky drops down towards the horizon, it starts to wash out and turn to a lighter shade of blue. So I just do a little bit of a wash here. And it gets lighter as it goes down. I put a little bit darker up here at the top. Give some contrast to the sky. And here, I'll turn this more this way, you can kind of get an idea. So this is like the top part of the sky. It gradually fades into a white. Just a light wash. You just get a little bit of paint on the brush, and then you just kind of do a wash. And where I'm painting right now, there will be clouds in here. Let me get some more white in my brush. I can run out of white here. Now I'll let this dry. I'll let the blue dry. Then over the top, I'm going to start putting. I build my paintings up from the background forward. So I start with the sky, and then I'll put the clouds on top of the sky. So you see here, here's the sky, here's the clouds. Then I'll put the background of the mountains in the back, and the ground that's beneath her, and then she'll go in last. She'll be the final thing to go in. So I'm gonna let this dry, I'll come back, and we'll go from there. The nice thing about acrylic paint is you can mix the paint on the canvas. When you're working with oils, you should pre-mix them on your palette. Otherwise, your paint will end up looking like a muddy mess. But I'm just mixing the white in here, trying to build up a foundation of clouds back here. And then I'll go from there. I'm using a smaller brush now. The other one was about twice as wide as this. I'm just trying to put in some nice wispy clouds here. These will be behind her head. I'm not going to go real crazy with the clouds because, you know, they're not in real great detail here. I just want to suggest them because they're really just suggested in this photograph. They're not real detail. The main subject matter of this painting is going to be the woman who's doing the painting. So we're not going to worry too much about the clouds. The clouds are there more to add atmosphere and some effect to the painting. Well, you can see this, but I have a tracer. I've got the photograph of the mountain picture transmitted or broadcast onto the canvas. When I turn off the lights, you can see it better, but I'm just going to trace the mountains with the pencil. I'm gonna trace the figure of the woman painting. And then later on I'm gonna fill it all in. But I don't freehand it. I just trace everything in, kind of give a general idea where everything is for my own general amusements, I guess. Over here. But I just lightly trace things in, get a general idea where everything's at. Then you want to periodically turn on the lights to make sure your trace in your outline is fairly accurate. Because once you move this, you're not going to be able to line it up again. So you want to make sure you trace it as accurately as possible the first time, so you don't have to come back in and try to line it up again. Because trust me, once you try to line this up again after you've moved everything, it's almost impossible to get the whole thing to line up the way you want it to. And now I'm just putting in the mountains in the background. Now there's some mountains in the background, and you use a shade. Well, a shade is a color mixed with some black in it, and black and shades push things away. They push things to the background. So all of this stuff, I've accidentally made this orange. It really should be like a light green or a light tan, which is kind of what I'm making it now. I put some black into the mix, and this pushes things to the background of the painting. It makes it appear like it's further away, less detailed, and back in the background. Same with these. These just all go, these are all just basically a grayish, greenish brown. I'm not quite certain what color this is actually going to be, but it's something actually in the photograph it all has like erosion just leading towards the subject, the lady in the foreground. And the closer something comes to you on the canvas, the more detail it is and the more vibrant the colors are. So further away is a shade where you mix black in to give it more of a distant feeling, like it's going far away. And the closer it is, the warmer the colors become. Plus, this is the Colorado landscape, and the further things, you know, you've got lots of mountains, lots of things in the distance, a lot of things that create depth. So this is a great painting for something that you want to create depth and things in the distance. This is perfect. So you've got mountains, you've got sky, you've got, in some cases, trees. I never saw a lot of trees in Denver. But that's a little bit too black, brother. I'm gonna lighten that up a bit, because then the photograph, this is pretty far away. So it really should be lighter than everything else. This is what I got so far. It's coming along.